So, how is a traumatic brain injury, or TBI, typically diagnosed after an accident? Hi, my name is Charles Buse, and I'm a personal injury and wrongful death attorney in Orlando, Florida. And today, we're going to be talking about how to get a TBI diagnosed after an accident. Now, getting your TBI properly documented can be extremely helpful to getting you the money you deserve for your case. So, let's get right into it. Traumatic brain injuries, or TBIs, are serious and potentially life-altering injuries that can occur as a result of a car accident or a slip and fall or a pedestrian accident or any other traumatic event. The effects of a TBI can range from mild to severe, and the long-term consequences can be life-altering. So, a prompt and accurate diagnosis is critical to ensuring that the patient receives appropriate medical treatment as soon as possible. So how are traumatic brain injuries typically diagnosed after an accident? Well, in my experience, there are several methods that are by far the most common. Below are some of the methods commonly used by TBI doctors in Orlando and throughout Florida. Let's start out by talking about the physical examination. And the first step to diagnosing a TBI is a physical examination by a medical professional. The doctor will look for signs of trauma, such as bruising or swelling on your head, and will assess the patient's overall condition. The doctor may also ask questions about patient's symptoms, like headaches, dizziness, or memory problems. Next, let's talk about the neurological examination. A neurological examination is a more specialized type of physical examination that focuses on the brain and nervous system. The doctor may test the patient's reflexes, balance, coordination, and muscle strength. And they may also perform cognitive tests to assess the patient's memory, attention, and reasoning abilities. Now, let's talk a little bit about imaging tests. Imaging tests like CAT scans or MRIs can help doctors to visualize the brain and identify any abnormalities. These tests can show areas of bleeding or swelling, which can indicate a TBI. Imaging tests can also help doctors to rule out other conditions, like a stroke or a tumor, that may have similar symptoms. Now, let's move on to neuropsychological testing. Neuropsychological testing involves a series of tests that evaluate the patient's cognitive and behavioral abilities. These tests may include memory, language, and attention tests. Neuropsychological testing can provide a more detailed picture of the patient's cognitive abilities and can help doctors to determine the severity of the traumatic brain injury. Next, let's dig into the Glasgow Coma Scale. The Glasgow Coma Scale is a scoring system used to assess the level of consciousness in a patient with a TBI. The test evaluates the patient's eye-opening, verbal, and motor responses. The score can help doctors to determine the severity of the TBI and the appropriate course of treatment moving forward. Finally, let's talk about observation. In some cases, doctors may simply observe the patient over a period of time to see if their symptoms improve or worsen. This approach may be used in cases where the TBI is mild and there's no evidence of brain bleeding or swelling on the imaging tests. Overall, diagnosing a traumatic brain injury requires a comprehensive approach that involves a physical examination, neurological examination, imaging tests, neuropsychological testing, the Glasgow Coma Scale, and observation, or some combination thereof. It's essential to seek medical attention as soon as possible after an accident, even if there are no visible signs of injury. Early diagnosis and treatment can help to prevent further brain damage and improve the patient's chances of recovery. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions about traumatic brain injuries or your personal injury case, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to give you a free legal consultation and talk with you about your situation. You can reach out to us at the number below in the video description, or you can look us up at www.carelessdriver.com. And thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.